Welcome to the South Florida Saltwater Fishing Report. I'm Heath, and it's time to get into the bite. Oh boy, obviously they're messing with me today. Okay, anyway, welcome to the report. I can't hit my little thing without it telling me, see what you get by upgrading. Obviously, they've changed stuff and they want me to start paying. Anyway, welcome to the show, folks. South Florida's ultimate resource for everything local fishing. We're going to go over what's biting, who's catching it, where it's being caught. We're also going to cover your future marine forecast, your moon phase, and tide charts. Everything you need to know to help keep you in the bite local. Before we get into this, though, if you want to learn more about fishing, grow as an angler, and see some great exciting offshore fishing adventures, you can start by hitting the subscribe button and joining the South Florida Saltwater Fishing family. Let me try this one more time. I don't know what is going on. This should work. Nope, it's not. They changed it up. StreamYard one, and I'm not paying them. All right, I guess we'll go without our graphic from now on. Here we are, folks. All right, so no news from the feds or NOAA, so let's get right into the fishing report. We are going to start with Tyler. Tyler on Mark the Shark's boat. I'm not sure if he's a mate or not. He's been consistently sharing some catches. Here he goes, nice little inshore tarpon. Caught right there at the dock where the Starlight 101 parks its carcass every night, right next to Hillsborough Inlet. Hillsborough Inlet is, let me see, this way, if you look at the picture. And yeah, that's the dock right there. Right next to it is all the boats. Anyway, congratulations. You know, fishing the little tide, the tide and the tarpon come around, and they eat everything around those docks. They're more like pets. Anyway, Tyler, nice fish. Thanks for the submission. Here we go. John, a 40-inch redfish. Solid fish right here. Nice. This is obviously either way up north in Sebastian or on the west coast. This is not the Tri-County area. They're very rare catches around here if you can catch them. Yes, congrats on the big rule. Very nice, John. Pedro says he's going out today. Let's keep looking on. Not much in a little bit of reef action going on. James, nice little reef haul right here, hitting up the mangrove spawn. So the mangrove spawn is going to happen for the next couple of weeks, folks. So if you're in the reef fishing, go on out there and try and get some nice giant porgy. I've seen a bunch come in that are these whopper-sized porgies lately. So you know, hey, don't knock them, man. Take that bad boy home and eat. So nice mangrove, you're getting in on that spawn. Good job, good job. What else do we got that's a little inshorey? Joel, he went off the reef, and look at this. This is a solid mutton haul. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 muttons. The yellowtail, and it looks like some king mackerel showed up, and that looks like a rainbow runner. These are some kings and a rainbow runner. Man, nice haul, definitely. So the mutton snapper too. Again, the snapper are starting to spawn, so folks, so they should be biting. Get out there and get in on that bite if you can. Let's see. Todd, down in the Keys, big, nice red grouper. Looks like he's stretching it out, make him a little bit bigger, but still a nice fish. And it looks like, no, he won it on the jig. They're in shallower water. You can tell by the aqua color of the water. That means they're not very deep. That's a solid fish for being, you know, not too far offshore. Everything else looks pelagic to me, folks. So let's go over what they got, right? We got, there is Jason Reese, Guggen Pro offshore angler. I took a look at his thing. He's over 100,000 subscribers. I'd like to say congratulations to Jason on that milestone, man. That's awesome. I looked yesterday, it was like 106,000 subscribers. Man, that's solid effort by a great guy and well deserved. All right, this is a family member he took out. My family from Arizona got one more outing on Thursday before the storm sent them home. Same thing happened to me. I was out there. A couple more have been fishing out of close to Hillsborough. Oh, yes. And like I said, the kingfish have been biting. So, yes, this is typical of what you're going to get. You got to fish through the small weed patches and stuff if you're planer trolling. But, yeah, kingfish are on the prowl. They're biting fairly good. Zach, 180 feet off of Hillsborough Inlet. Yes, it is tuna. The tuna are, I'm seeing them caught, you know, they're good. The bigger ones are going to start, you know, waning off as we head further into July, and they'll start being just the footballs, and the skipjacks will move in with them. So yeah, hey, solid fish. Get out there and get them big tunas while you can. Thank you, Zach, for the submission. Nick, a little one, but tacos, 22 inches, definitely. Hell yeah, you know, you can't complain. Even a one is one, it's some dinner on the table. It only takes that one fish sometimes, you know, and turns the whole. And yes, especially if it's dolphin, you can go home and get you some tacos and enjoy. Mike went out on the Yankee Captains. Got a nice scamp on the jig. He said he was doing nothing but slow pitch jigging, and he said the live bait guys did really good. He said he did good jigging on the trip, but the bait guys absolutely slayed it. He said he's never seen like it. An insane amount of good fish came onto the boat, filled both boxes, and had to go home early. So, I mean, hey, solid. And again, nice keeper scamp there on the jig. Congrats, Mike, and I'm glad you had a great trip. Yeah, so that's it for Monday's post, and we got a couple of random posts that people put on the page. Let's check this out. This is Richie Vaughn off Juneau, 250 with a Nomad deep diver. His buddy Derek Burke put him on the stud. So hey, look at that, and that's a solid wahoo too, man. He's got the beefy guy holding that fish up with one hand. He's not, you know, no arm stretches there. So that's definitely a good wahoo. Congrats on that. So we've got a couple of wahoo coming in, and speaking of which, this is the week to get them. We're at the full moon. It's going to be one of them days. Let's see. All right, we're going to go back to our Facebook page. Give me a second. We got Sean. He went out there in 900 feet off Hillsborough. Braved the, you know, obviously, as you can see here on his wave runner, he is out there in some very sporty seas. 900 feet. He's getting out there on a that guy Joel was slaughtering muttons yesterday. Somebody got us a comment. But seen him out there in Broward nonstop hookups. I don't know what he was doing. Yeah, hey, sometimes it's like that, man. That you're sitting right next to the guy who's catching everything, literally doing everything right, and you just can't seem to get a bite. Yeah, that happened. I did it the other out with the fish slayer, and had the right perfect conditions for yellowtailing. We got one in the boat, and then the bite just done. I don't know if the shark showed up or whatnot, but yeah, hey, when you got it, and you take those good days with the bad, right? So, you know, hey, you just watch and, you know, you feel good for the guy. All right. Sean, yes, got that out there on the dolphin. So there's still a few dolphin out there. You're going to have to go and hunt them down. The season is waning down for them, though. It's winding down real quick. Tyrone, 250 off Hillsborough. Like I said, we saw a few wahoo. This one's, you know, definitely solid double digits. Good to go, man. I mean, can't complain right there. This is Tyrone 250. Let's see. Somebody else is talking about getting a sailfish. We see here in the comments, nice sailfish. And yeah, hey, everybody's doing really good. So, you know, we got a bunch of fish to still run into. The season is here. Get out there and get on those fish. So that's basically what we're looking at, right, folks? Mahi are kind of turning away. It's time to start focusing again back on that deep reef. Your kingfish, the false albacore are in full action, full swings. If you want to get away from them, head out past 200. The wahoo are there. We're in that July full moon. They're not super thick, but they're there. They're eating. As you can see, we had a couple nice pictures to show, and the sailfish are around. But right now, the real focus coming up here for the remainder of the season will be your toothy critters on the reef, being the kingfish and the snapper. It's time to go out and get some snapper, folks, especially with the spawning season upon us. All right, so that's our fishing report. Okay, let's go on ahead and start looking at our weather. Weather right now, I was looking at it. It's going to be nice. It was nice yesterday. It's going to be nice today. I think it's going to be nice tomorrow. And then after that, greetings from San Diego. Showing up. Getting out twice this week. Perfect. Sounds good to me, man. Have fun, enjoy, be safe, and catch tons. Weather, yeah, it's hot right now. Not much rain until the weekend. When the weekend comes, our rain chances are going to increase. So let's just look at what we got. There's nothing crazy going on. There's no tropical issues right now or anything like that. No Saharan dust, no nothing like that. So let's take a look-see. This is going to be windy. Again, all these websites we're going to use are in the description. If you have not seen the show yet before, click and copy and paste and use them at your discretion. Windy, great app. You can put it on your phone. You can put it on, use it on the PC. If you're on the PC, you just click where you want to, and it will show you wind speeds, wave heights, rain accumulation, and whatnot. Also, it's a color-coded chart down here at the bottom. Shows you what the wind speeds are if you don't feel like clicking in any particular spot. All right, so let's get on with it. This is today. Let's look at tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning. Looks pretty nice, right? We're looking at about, in the Tri-County area, we're looking at 6 knots from the north. So our wind is still laid down, which means our seas will still be nice. I mean, today it looked really glassy out there. Really, really nice. Light winds all day, not much, but hot, really hot. Down in the lower Keys tomorrow morning, they're looking at 12 knots. So the upper Keys, not so bad. But as the further south you head, you're going to be a bit sporty. West Coast looking beautiful off the Skyway Bridge. They're looking at 5 knots from the northwest. So they got beautiful weather in their 6 inches of water, and they're going to go and hit all the mackerel and everything that goes around the pier. And it's also a scallop time. So you head over to the West Coast, you can go get some bay scallops, right? That season opened up a little bit ago. What else? All right, so let's look at tomorrow afternoon. Here we go, folks. Tomorrow afternoon, not much of a difference, right? Still around 7 knots from the east, up towards the Vero area, 5 knots from the east. So not much of a change during the whole day. Light winds. Wind direction changes, obviously, towards the east from the north in the afternoon. That's that onshore breeze. So, and we're going to stay with that way with the storms, right? Storms offshore in the morning, and as they get pushed on, the breeze, and develop overland in the afternoon and move towards the west. Thursday morning, looks like we got a southwest wind at 2 knots in South County. Not bad. Up towards St. Lucie, 4 knots southwest. Down in Keys, lower Keys, they're looking great. 4. So they're low single digits come Thursday too. So the weather, the winds are looking like they want to play ball for the next couple of days. Thursday afternoon, looks like they start to pick up right from the southeast. But again, that's that onshore flow in the afternoon. That's this time of year. Up north, 5 knots from the east as the afternoon wanes in and evening becomes a thing. Friday morning, looks like our wind's going to start picking up a little bit. 8 knots from the southeast as we head up towards Palm Beach. 7 knots and St. Lucie area. Vero, 5 knots from the south. So the further north you go, they're still saying a little light. The further south you go, we're starting to pick up back to the 11, low single digits from the east, blowing right at you. So it's going to create, shorten the period of the waves and move a little bit of water. Friday afternoon, we seem to have a little cell going over the Keys where they want to pick up. And let's see what they got right here, what they're saying, 20 knots. But that's just that one little cell, which looks like it might be some sort of storm coming through, but that they're predicting. Not much. Saturday morning, Tri-County area down around Fort Lauderdale, 5 knots from the east. So it's actually not looking too bad, according to Wendy. And remember, these are just forecast models. They're not set in stone. Everything can change. So just make sure you watch it day to day. Up towards Vero, St. Lucie area, there, see, 1 knot. But that's inshore where you got this little dead cell. We go and we kind of put it where there's some wind. There's 4 knots from the south. So it's pretty much the same thing. Upper Keys, 8 knots from the southeast. So the same thing. The further south you go and the more into the Florida Straits you get down in this area, the wind picks up. The more you go up the peninsula, the lighter the wind is. All along our west coast, Everglades National Park, and everything is going to be, fairly protected. It's shallow water. The wind, you're on the leeward side of the island, which means the wind is blowing away from the peninsula, and the wind is blowing away and making that water nice and flat. If anything, you'll have a slight swell. Saturday afternoon, winds sort of seem to look like they want to peter off in the afternoon, Saturday afternoon, right? So 6 knots, 4 knots, southern Keys, still quite windy down there, but if you head 100 miles north, the wind halves. Sunday morning, this is what I'm looking for. The day I might be able to actually, figure life out. Let's see what happens. 5 knots, right? From the east, which is a good day. Getting out there, heading into Miami, it's even lower. Upper Keys, 5 knots. So the wind seems to tame itself overnight, which is good. So we're looking at a nice clean week throughout the rest of the week. You just have to watch, as your rain chances increase. Sunday afternoon, not much changes. 7 knots from the southeast. So we start out at 5, end up in the afternoon. Not bad. Up north, 8 knots. So nothing really too drastic. It's not like we're getting a huge weather change on any particular day where we're like, oh Lord, the wind's really blowing. So that's nice all the way through Sunday. Come early next week, it looks even nicer. I mean, man, the 3 knots from the southwest. So we're going to have, very, very calm weather. The wind isn't going to be too drastic, not gusty, according to these forecast models, which is great. Stays even lighter Monday, going into Tuesday, still same, more of the light stuff, 3 knots from the southwest. So we're looking fairly good, and the Keys are, down to nearly nothing come Tuesday. So next week, we're looking like we might, have a couple of great light days at the beginning of the week. All right, so let's go on ahead and head back to tomorrow morning. And we're going to look at our wave heights. Let's see what they're talking about wave heights. Again, we use our color-coded chart or the clicking point, right? Clicking point tells you all where we're at. So tomorrow morning, we're looking at 1 foot seas. Down in the lower Keys, we're looking at 2 foot seas with a 4-second period. Waves heading from the east. And up here, we got waves from the north, 2nd period. So 1 foot wave at a 3-second period. That's a little chop, but it's still going to be a nice day out. Nothing that, even smaller vessels can't handle and enjoyment out of it. Come 5 p.m., same thing. The wave heights don't change. If we head up towards St. Lucie, it's a longer period, a 7-second period with 2 foot waves. As the difference where if you head down towards Fort Lauderdale, you got 1 foot wave with 3-second period. So the water is really jamming together down here, and the wind speed is probably going to be the factor of that, creating that chop. Thursday morning, same thing, still very nice. Come Thursday morning up in St. Lucie County, same thing. They're saying, longer period, bigger waves. As we head further south, smaller waves, shorter period. They're looking at a 4-second period, and further south we go, the period tightens up. Down in the Keys, same thing, 1 foot at a 3-second period. So it's more chopped than any. Over, Naples, Marco Island, nothing. Skyway Bridge, guys, 1 foot. So, yeah, but then again, there's not much water to move over there, and it's a very long distance. It's not a steep reef that comes up, so there's really nothing to worry about on your west coast at state waters. Thursday afternoon, 1 foot, still at 4 second period, so nothing really changes. So tomorrow, day after, looking pretty good. Let's head into Friday. Friday morning stays the same period, lengthens, but it looks a little bit more meatier than the 1 foot color shading that they had the other day. So you're probably looking at like 1 to 2. But the period is enlarging, which means you'll have more space between waves, which means it won't be as choppy. If we head down to Miami, they're saying 1 foot at 3 seconds. Up, see Vero, the same thing. They're still at that 2 foot wave height with a 7 second period. So they're more a swell up here, heading straight from the east than it is down in Tri-County area, 4 second from the east. Southern Keys, 2 foot at a 3 second period. That's a good chop right there. Same thing all the way up the Keys. So, like we said, as we head down into Florida Straits and that wind is pushing all the time, it tightens that period because it pushes the top water and it pushes the waves together. It makes them real close. All right. Especially if you don't have like any upper level stuff going on in the atmosphere that pushes the water. The wind is going to be the main factor that pushes the water. All right. Friday afternoon. Same thing. Not much changes. Single digits. We're looking at our seas increasing in the Tri-County area. The 2 foot up in St. Lucie, it stays about the same. The period's between 4 and 6 seconds up and down the coast. Saturday morning, 2 foot. They're saying 2 foot seas, 4 seconds. Lower Keys, 3 foot at 4 seconds. So we're looking at 2 to 3 foot seas Saturday from what they're saying here. So even though the wind's light, you're still going to be getting a little bit of an increase in the wave height and the amount of sportiness that is out there. Saturday afternoon, it kind of looks like it wants to let up a little bit. That onshore breeze. Sunday morning, it lets up real good. 1 foot from the southeast at 4 seconds. So as you can see, what we're looking at is over the next several days, we've got very doable weather. So, for the folks that can get out during the week, they got that availability and that time. They can get out there and make it happen when it's less crowded. For the folks that are, that only got them 2 days during the week, the weekends, it's actually looking fairly good. Sunday looking better than Saturday. We'll check out our rain chances and see how that's all going to play out here momentarily. Monday looking even better. So as we head in, Sunday's looking light. As we head into Monday, it looks starting to look beautiful. I mean, we're looking at 1 foot seas up and down the coast. Even as you head into Vero, they're at 1 foot with a 7 second period. So up in that area, it's going to look like a lake. It's going to be hot out. Monday afternoon, same thing. 1 foot seas, not very much going on. Tuesday, same thing. Light stuff, 0 foot seas with my favorite, 0 foot seas with a 6 second period. Yes. Okay. And it stays the same. So Tuesday is looking dynamite for those of you that don't like any bump in your seat. That's the day to get out, maybe run over to the Bahamas and get some fishing in, over on West End, see wherever you can get, get some quality fishing in if you make that crossing. All right. And now let's go back to tomorrow morning and we're going to look at rain. Let's check our rain. So this is, the typical summer pattern. Rain develops offshore in the morning, and then the onshore breeze, it develops over land in the afternoon and pushes west. So nothing in the morning. Again, in the afternoon, moisture in the sky over the land. Thursday morning, we got a little bit out here over the Bahamas. Not much offshore that we could see. Maybe, a scattered storm or two. In the afternoon, here it all comes. Chloe, how we doing? Finally able to catch a stream. How you doing? Thanks for showing up. We'll see you soon and help you move. Chloe is in the house, y'all. That's my oldest of 3 daughters. Remember, the fish slayer is my oldest child. Chloe, we used to go fishing all the time. Now she's grown and not home. All right. Anyway, I'm doing good. Getting out of work right now. Yes. Thank you. Yes. Proud parent moment. She works for Lockheed Martin. That's all I can say. All right, folks. So Thursday afternoon looking a bit dicey offshore and along the East Coast with the rain. So, just watch out. Same thing Friday morning, offshore storms and a whole mess in the afternoon, especially, far north, about 20 miles or so north of West End, and getting out there Saturday. Some moisture out there over the sea. So we've got good stuff going on. And then as afternoon develops, the onshore breeze pushes the storms and all this stuff develops in the east and it goes to the west. And Sunday, which is then again offshore stuff in the morning, offshore moisture, not necessarily storms and stuff, even though they do look like it. When you see this highlighted pattern, that looks, the probability of rain chances are increased. When it's just like this light blue, that's more than likely just moisture in the atmosphere, not indicative of a rainstorm. Sunday afternoon, not too bad. Down towards Cuba and stuff. It's gonna pick up, but that's actually just the Florida Straits. That's like Cuba. So yeah, that's what we're looking at Sunday. Again, it's typical weather pattern of this time of year. Moisture, this is what I was saying. When you see just this blue, that's really just cloudiness and stuff. Maybe a spotty, quick storm. Nothing very much. Monday afternoon, not really building up in the afternoon, kind of staying offshore. Tuesday morning, that's about noon. Tuesday morning, again, offshore stuff. And in the afternoon, it picks up and forms. It's tending to form all over in the afternoons. So great day weather-wise. Just, you're going to have to be probably out running here and there if you get out there and they build up and try to roll over you. All right, so that is windy. Now we're off to WindFINDER, which is the numeric version of this. Trying to get used to what StreamYard has done with everything. Soon they're not going to let me do anything. They want me to pay like $300 a month, and YouTube. Yeah, I'll make that. All right, WindFINDER tomorrow. Winds from the east, a little bit from the southeast. Low double digits, low single digits, right, as the mid-morning rises, and then in the afternoon we get that onshore breeze, typical of this time of year. Not very much moisture, cloudy part all day, wave heights, right? So we saw that over the next couple of days, we've got 1 to 2 foot seas. We're looking at a 5, 6, 7 second period. So this is a little bit conflicting with what we saw from windy, but still, nevertheless, we'll take, you'll have to see the reality of it. Remember, when you're going to do your forecasts, and you can always look at beach cams, inlet cams, all that stuff, and make a realistic view between all of these forecast models and what you're really seeing. Okay, yeah, hey, I want to go out there and go fishing. Thursday, southeast on Friday too, right? Low single digits, and then as the sun starts to really rise and the morning comes in, we hit low double digits, petering out as night goes through, and you wake up Friday morning with rather calm seas and back up into the low double digits from the southeast as the day goes on. Thursday, you're looking at clouds all day with a little bit of the wet stuff trying to happen midday. Friday, a little bit, they're calling for, some spotty storms in the morning. So again, you might have to outrun a little thing. Thanks, Ronald. Thanks for what you do. Enjoy the reports and how-to videos. Learn a bunch. You're welcome. Thanks for showing up and saying hi. I appreciate it. All righty. Saturday, southeast winds, southeast. Sunday, a little bit of variation as the morning comes on, but tends to still be more southeasterly. Low double digits all day. And then Sunday, like we had seen, it looked like a better day and heading into Monday, right? So we're looking at, they're saying, 2 to 3 on Saturday, and then it sort of dies down as night falls. And the more we get into the day, Sunday, right, as sun really comes up, the sea levels and the wave heights are going to go. They're saying, they're calling for not much in the way of storms on Saturday, but more so on Sunday. So again, you might have to get out there and outrun some storms, do what you got to do. Same thing Tuesday, but our storms are looking in the afternoon. I'm sorry, Monday, storms look like they're in the afternoon. Tuesday, it looks like they're spread out in the meaty part of the day. Light stuff, not real bad, but still cloudy and all that stuff. So your tile fishing isn't gonna happen. It doesn't seem like. And Monday, again, we're back down to 1 foot seas, 1 to 2 foot seas, 7-second period. Good stuff, looking great. And heading into Wednesday, it looks like our winds will start picking up, variable. We're going to have some clouds show up and give us some of the wet stuff. All right, so that's that. Let's talk about the moon phase now, right? Like I said, we're in the moon phase here. Bring it up. We're in the full moon, right? We're at 95% today, 95% waxing. So that's when we talk about the moon, right? A waxing moon means we're heading towards the full moon. A waning moon means we're heading towards the dark side of the moon. The new moon. So right now we're almost at the full moon. We'll be at the full moon on Thursday. So here's today. We're at 95%, 28%. Thursday, full moon. So between today and Thursday and a few days after, we got if you fish by the moon for your mackerels, it'll be good. That wahoo bite will be turned on. That kingfish bite will be turned on. They feed good when the moon is full. Also, you can give a chance for the snapper spawns over this full moon to see if they're going to bite and eat at night. They should eat fairly good. Me personally, I tend to think the fishing during the day, when you don't have such a bright moon. A bright moon at night, your pelagics are eating all night. Bait is just sitting ducks in the water. The best they can do is scatter over, which they won't do at night. They group up and migrate. The moon phases is where most of your goggle eyes are caught, your thread fins, all that goodness. All right, so this is Thursday. Friday start to wane, which means we're heading towards the dark side of the moon. So Friday, Saturday and Sunday are a couple of days out from that full moon, so you can get out there and try for your wahoo. Monday 84, Tuesday 75. So these next couple of days are going to be great for the pelagic bite. The mahi and the tuna might be a little bit more tame because of the brightness of the moon. Remember, those fish are out there eating all the time at night when that moon's shining. Bait ain't got nowhere to go. When the moon's dark, the bait got a place to hide in the shadows. All right, so that's our moon phase. We're looking real good. And now we're going to go do our tide chart. Why are tides important? We ask week after week. Tides are important if you are fishing the inlet. Most importantly for the guys I see on the jetties fishing the inlet. You have to fish the outgoing tide. When the tide is from high going to low. If you are fishing an inlet, and you are fishing the incoming tide from low to high, you will catch nothing. Has to be from high to low. The reason this is the tide pushes out all the sediment, all the microorganisms, phytoplankton, chlorophyll, all that goodness that the little fish come in and feed on. And then the big fish come in and feed on them. That is how the cycle of life works at an inlet. It works whether you're land-based, fishing that jetty. It works if you're out front fishing the reef, anchored up. If you're drifting for mutton, if you're trolling for kingfish and wahoo, if you're out there jigging, you need that water flow going out. If it's going in, go find something else to do. If you're on a boat, go hit up your structures. Go troll way offshore for something. If you're a jetty guy, don't do it. Don't waste your time. Don't lose your tackle. Also, that tide phase works with the time of day. Fish tend to feed better during the morning and in the afternoon when the sun is going down, right? Just like people, we want breakfast and dinner. So, like here, your sun is coming up and the tide will just start to be rolling out really good around 9 o'clock. So it's not too bad to give it a shot in the morning. and the tide's coming in for the remainder of the day. As night starts to fall, you got a chance, but in the morning it's not going to work, right? So this week our tide cycles are off. Remember, tide cycles run in 12-hour periods. You got 6 hours of rising, 6 hours of falling. So just think about that when it comes to a weekly cycle. So this week, the cycle is off. The falling tide is in the middle of the day when it doesn't really work, and the fish scatter over the reef and they go hide from the sharks. So all week we've got the tide is coming in right as the sun's rising and right as we hit dusk. So our tide is not in our favor this week, but the following will shift and we will be able to start come I'd say Monday midweek, maybe a little bit towards the next weekend. The tide cycle will be more in our favor to fish that water flow. All right, that about does that, folks. That about does it for this episode, man. We're about ready to sign off. Before we leave, though, if you are in the market for fishing apparel, you're looking to get one of them UPF 50 shirts that you don't need sunscreen with, go ahead, go over in the description, click the link. It'll send you to our sponsor, WindRider. We got South Florida saltwater fishing shirts. They make them, right? They're totally customizable. You can get them without anything, just a long sleeve shirt. You can get the logo on the back, on the front, if you want to. They got shirts with hoods and gaiters built in. They've got shirts with just hoods, and again, many different types of colors. And yes, these are those UPF 50 shirts, which means you don't have to wear sunscreen. I personally like these ones because I don't like wearing any sunscreen. And yes, if you get them wet, they're fast. It's called fast wicking fabric, that UPF 50 microfiber-ish. It's not really microfiber. I don't know what. It's a mixture of all sorts of different fabrics. No, I have not done the study to find out what it is. Chloe, the sun has been so brutal. I got burnt and I'm still peeling even though I went to the beach a few weeks ago. You want a shirt? Anyway, yes, I feel your pain. It is hot, folks. Get out there. It's like, even though it might only be 90, it feels like it's 105 out there. So just be careful. Yes. So there we go. If you're looking for a shirt, go on ahead and look at it. They keep you cool in the winter. They keep you cool in the summer, warm in the winter. They do their job. These are those shirts. And if you're looking at the price and getting sticker shock, hey, go on ahead and look at like a shirt from Hooker Pelagic. It's going to be in the the high 60s to 75-ish range for a shirt like this. So it all depends. Actually bought one as beach. Did you buy a South Florida saltwater fishing shirt then? They do work great, Chloe. You don't need sunscreen if you buy these shirts. But you still have to protect your neck and your face and your hands and all that. You did? You're going to have to take a picture of it and show me. I'm proud of you. All right. Anyway. Okay. Yes. Shirt. Buy a shirt. Go online. Buy a shirt. Now we're about ready to get the heck out of here and let everybody get on with line. Before we leave, though, if you are on Facebook, I just want to invite you to join the South Florida Saltwater Fishing Report. It looks like this on Facebook, minus the date. It's up here, but you can't see it because of the blue stripe because I am the admin. What happens is this Facebook group, this is not a page, this is a group. It directly runs this weekly live stream. What happens is I put on a Monday, hey, let's see what everybody caught. If you make a post, you're guaranteed to be showcased on the live stream. Also, you have a chance of being the poster child and being a thumbnail for the weekly live stream. It's always good to see your, see a picture up there and go, hey, that's me, man. I'm right there. That's me. I caught that fish. Great. You did a great job. So, yes, join the Saltwater Fishing Report. It's a private group. We don't want bots. We only want real people. And you got to, answer a couple of questions. What's your favorite fish? And you got to follow rules. The rules are simple. No soliciting, no harassing nobody, no posting your darn YouTube videos. I support enough of everybody and, all the hard work and every effort that they do. The same thing with our charter captains. I support them. We got 4J's charters. He's out of Boynton. We got Neil Link. He's PalmBeachCharters.net out of Palm Beach. There's Captain Alex down in Marathon. There's the Starlight 101. Emily posts some stuff periodically. Everybody, Jason Reese, go check out his YouTube channel. Great. Like I said, he's over 100,000 subscribers. It's completely awesome. Anyway, folks, Facebook, right back to it. Ask to join South Florida Saltwater Fishing Report. More importantly than joining, Monday or at random. You don't even have to wait for the folks that just post their catches. Sean, this is Richie. Post it when you catch it and put it in there. Tell a little story. Tell a lie. Who cares? Anything. Have a good old time, right, folks? Just fishes and going, okay, hey, this is what's out there biting. So you're saying there's a chance. Anyway, folks, that about does it for this episode. Hope you had fun. Hope you enjoyed. And like I said, the weekend's looking good. So everybody get out there, get some meat on the deck, and we will see you next Tuesday. Till then, South Florida Saltwater Fishing, going wherever the cool wind takes. And I still can't use my darn graphic. Anyway, I'm out, folks. Have a good one. Uro.